And then came winter. It has been a while since I have seen the ranch under a white coat of fresh snow. 10 years ago, with the birth of our daughter, we made the decision to switch from winter to summer holidays in the mountains, the weather being more forgiving to young ones. I wasn't supposed to witness such beauty, but then a tiny virus turned the world upside down. And for the first time in human history, we would witness the whole planet in lockdown. The rest is still history in the making. I flew to the ranch at the end of summer, a month before my wife and kids, to oversee the construction of the new garage and prepare the house for their arrival. They would spend fall at the ranch for the first time, so I had to make sure the main heating system was in working conditions. A few days before their departure, countries started closing their borders. We would spend the next 5 months apart, myself stuck in the mountains, unable to leave South America, and them back home, with 8,000 kilometers of ocean between us. We would video chat twice a day, and I would witness my kids grow through a screen for the next 150 days. So, to avoid being dragged into negative thinking, I drowned myself in manual labor. I was out early and not back inside until the last race of flight, tired as hell. This will ease the process of cutting wood. Despite the heavy fatigue that comes with the rancher's lifestyle, I realized I was actually looking forward to those grinding days of manual labor. It would help alleviate all the uncertainty surrounding the pandemic. I'm gonna feed her 2 to 3 times a day because even though she's been eating a lot, I don't know if it's the cold weather, she just doesn't want to sleep. In her doghouse, she just sleeps here on this rock. Or the fact that she's too active. The ranch did need some attention, and during those 5 months, my guys and I were able to achieve a lot of pending jobs I just did not have the time or the will to undertake during my short vacations on the property. A more efficient spring water filtration system with a shelter against high altitude freezing temperatures, a new woodshed. We started the long process of updating hundreds of meters of fences. We proceeded to planting 30 blueberry bushes and 30 maple trees, from which I am hoping to start making our own organic maple syrup 5 years from now. We also harvested and processed around 2 metric tons of firewood from sections of the ranch that have remained untouched for the past 30 years. Funny, I even discovered small prairies and trails I didn't even know about. Having the forest for office, drinking from springs, taking time to cook meals from fresh products was just a pure joy. I rediscovered the simplicity of life. Working closer to nature was an achievement in itself. These are called amanitas, and we are actually pretty lucky to have those growing here, because these are not the kind of mushrooms you can cultivate. These are symbionts because they need a tree to grow. And what happened is that 8 years ago, instead of these rocks, we had bark from a huge ranch growing pine trees up there. So we went there and picked up some bark, and the bark was contaminated with spores. And it takes about 3 to 4, maybe 5 years for these mushrooms to contaminate other trees. So they have actually been growing for the past 3 to 5 years underneath, because what you see there is not the tree of the mushroom. This is not the plant. This is called the fruit. Today, I can see how this whole situation was in fact a blessing. I was able to witness my farmers not worried a single bit about food shortage because of quarantines. They have been producing 100% of their meats, flour, potatoes, veggies for as long as they have been taking care of the ranch. Fresh milk coming in. They were looking at the craziness happening in cities with total incomprehension. Why would people fill their carts with toilet paper or toothpaste?
¿Se puede tomar así igual?
¿Se puede? Ahí tiene todo el gusto. Mira, se ve toda la crema entera.
¿Y se sabe cuándo se nota el tiro cuando le echan agua a la leche? Porque nos deja preguntarle.
No, pero lo que olvidamos preguntar, ¿leche de qué? Seeing them remain calm in the face of fear has brought me to rethink the choices I had made until now and my plans for the future. This had me realize how much we, modern people, have transferred our ability to feed ourselves to supermarkets. How instead we are spending hours of daylight working for food and shelter, while the value of what we earn melts away every single year with inflation and plummeting interest rates. This is not how I want my children to live their life. So it was time for a change. Prêt, pain en attente. Just erupted. We are having one day of good weather and we are trying to get this fence done by the end of today so we can leave the stalls open so the horses can go drink. We still had much to do and winter was closing in fast. Each night we were anticipating the possibility of waking up to 30 centimeters of snow, which would have put a halt in all current jobs. So we were working around the clock before the long winter rest. And one morning it happened. Life. It is usually when you come up with well put together plans that life decides otherwise. This long separation from my family made me realize that happiness is only real when shared. You weren't there by my side to witness fall turn into winter, yellows and reds turn into white, yet you were in my thoughts, every night at bedtime, and each morning waking up to a new day, filled with hopes of ways to come back to you, with dreams for the future.